Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, voice you know with the news you trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where you can count on the trusted performance of Allevo seed treatment to protect your soybean crop. I'm Allison Kinney. Now let's take a look at what's making agricultural news. A new CoBank report on the forces shaping the economy in 2026 says ample grain supplies will likely continue burdening the markets in 2026. Global grain and oilseed markets are still oversupplied, but increased biofuels production and improving export conditions are boosting optimism that prices have passed their cyclical bottoms. Demand of U.S. grains and oilseeds will continue strengthening as low prices stimulate usage. Elsewhere, investment in efficiency is paying dividends in animal protein production as consumers continue demanding more. Despite rising prices for meat and poultry, animal protein demand is expected to remain strong in 2026. The combination of higher revenues and falling feed prices is boosting producer optimism for the year ahead, but not to the degree that expansion is expected to proliferate. Milk protein is also poised for an accelerated bull market run as demand for protein-based dairy products continues to climb. Also making headlines today, the Sustainable Aviation Fuel Coalition's Executive Director Allison Grab applauded the introduction of the Securing America's Fuels Act in the U.S. House. The SAF Act restores the full value of the credit for sustainable aviation fuel and extends the entire 45Z tax credit through 2023. Senator Mike Flood, one of the sponsors, said now is the right time for this legislation, as America is on the cusp of a new great biofuels revolution. This act is yet another way that Congress can grow our biofuels economy and encourage innovation that creates great jobs across rural America, Flood said. Sheriff Davis said the Sustainable Aviation Fuels Act ensures that clean fuel production incentivizes are strong and long-term, so businesses, farmers, and innovators can plan for the future with confidence. Sustainable aviation fuel isn't just good for the environment, it's good for our farmers, community, and the economy, said Tracy Mann. Also in the news, the Organic Trade Association applauded the introduction of the Domestic Organic Investment Act in the House and the Senate. The bill makes essential improvements to expand U.S. farmers and manufacturers' capacity to meet the demands of the growing organic marketplace, now at $71 billion. It will help ensure the continued expansion of the organic sector in the U.S. Now let's go to Ty Higgins to learn more about AI in agriculture.
If you think AI is the future of agriculture, you already might be behind the times. That's according to Dr. Scott Shear, Department Chair of Ohio State's Department of Food, Agricultural, and Biological Engineering. He says artificial intelligence is being used in agriculture today.
One of the things we're going to see is a lot of AI used for automation on field machinery. We're going to see autonomous tractors. Obviously, the collision avoidance is going to be done by artificial intelligence. But I think more importantly is we're going to look to selectively apply any of our inputs. In other words, we go into a field, instead of making a broadcast application to control weeds, we're just going to spray the weeds. That's a substantial reduction on chemical costs, but also you think about what's happening in terms of the environment that could be associated with that. We're going to see this migrate from weed control to nutrient management within fields. We're going to see it migrate to pest control. But anything you can visually sense or detect, we're going to begin metering our inputs and applying those judiciously just in the areas where we see a return on our investment. Crop diseases and fungicides, and doing the same things with those type materials.
Dr. Shear says even with artificial intelligence, there'll always be room for the farmer.
There still needs to be a reality check. And while it's great and it has a lot of power, it also has to be used and applied correctly. And so I think we need to be careful that just because it's a black box and it's giving us an answer, there could be a couple more checks you want to do on your system or whatever. And so to say that we're going to see the human element taken out of it, I think what it really means is individual humans are going to be able to do much more, and they're going to be more accurate in what they do.
You can watch our entire conversation online now at ohioagnet.com, on Facebook, and our YouTube channel. For the Ohio AgNet, I'm Ty Higgins reporting.
Thanks, Ty. I'll have your markets after this.
Get the equipment and trucks you need at the Ritchie Brothers' next Great Lakes Regional event on December 16th and 17th. This absolute unreserved auction will feature online bidding, and items are located in Columbus, Chicago, and Detroit. Choose from close to 3,000 items, including a wide selection of construction equipment, semi-trucks, and more. Don't miss Ritchie Brothers' Great Lakes Regional event on December 16th and 17th. For more details, visit rbauction.com. Again, that's rbauction.com.
These markets are brought to you by Seed Consultants, simply better performance. Learn more online at seedconsultants.com. December corn closing in today up a half a cent at $4.35 1/4. March corn is up 2 1/4 at $4.46 1/2. January soybeans are up 2 1/4 at $10.93 1/2. March soybeans are up 1 3/4 at $11.02 3/4. December wheat is up 3 1/4 at $5.34 1/2. July wheat is up 3 at $5.49. Now looking to livestock, December live cattle is up $3.57 at $2.30.37. February live cattle is up $2.42 at $2.30.95. December lean hogs are up 95 cents at $83.40. February lean hogs are up $1.75 at $84.17. March feeder cattle are up $4.85 at $337.67, and April feeder cattle are up $4.67 at $336.57. Thanks for joining us. You're listening to the Ohio AgNet.